Hey guys, how you doing? David here, back with another video for you guys. I wanted to take you through a little bit of how I'm going about stretching my injury and rehabbing my injury right now. For some of you that know, maybe you don't, for a little while now, for probably about 3-4 months, I've been dealing with some back pain, some lat tightness, and actually even some bicep tendonitis up into my shoulder, into my pec. Today, I want to take you through a little bit about how I go about stretching my tight lats, okay? Now, I think part of the issue is I have some tendonitis in my infraspinatus and supraspinatus. However, I think the origin of the injuries is actually due to a tight and strained lat. That can have referred pain to different areas. My infraspinatus, my supraspinatus, I was getting tingling down my arm. All of these are signs and symptoms of a lat strain. They are signs and symptoms of a lot of other things as well. However, now that some of the other symptoms are starting to subside and what's left is this really, really severe lat tightness and pain, I'm starting to think a little bit more that it's actually origin here in my lat. Okay, now I had MRIs done, I had x-rays done, no structural damage. But this tight lat seems to be the thing that is lingering around the most. So I'm doing some exercises, some rehabilitation to help try to stretch it out a little bit more, release some trigger points, and just kind of strengthen my rotator cuff in general, my infraspinatus, my supraspinatus, and make sure that I'm getting this lat, all the trigger points out of it, because a lot of times we think that we have pain in a certain area because that's where it hurts. But that's not necessarily where the origin is. So I want to just take you through some of the things I'm doing to try to loosen up this lat here a little bit and try to give my body a little bit of relief so that it can stop hurting. Okay, so a foam roller. This is gonna be crucial, guys. So what I do here, I'm gonna back up a little bit. So what I do here is on my injured side, okay, I'm gonna lay right down on the foam roller. Back up a little bit so you can see it. So a lot of things that people do is they wanna like roll back and forth on it, right? That's kind of what the normal inclination on a foam roller is to do, right? That's not necessarily what you want to do on this. You want to actually find that place where it's hurting you, right? That's kind of the trigger point. You want to just kind of find that place. You might have to roll around a little bit, but once you find that place, you want to just sink all your pressure into it. Just let your body weight come down and just breathe normally, okay? Just sit on there for like 30 seconds. And like I said, it might move around a little bit. You might have to roll just a little bit to find that spot. Oh yeah, there's that spot for me. So you're just gonna kind of sit here for a little bit, okay? It's not gonna feel pleasant. It's not supposed to feel pleasant, but it is gonna help. And when you're done with one area, because most likely it's probably got a few trigger points in there that are tight, you move it around and you find the next area. And you just kind of roll until you find it. And once you find it, yep, right there. You just lay on it and you breathe. The important thing is to continue breathing during this because that's what's going to get oxygen through you. That's what's going to help loosen up that muscle and allow it. And then all of a sudden you're just going to feel it just kind of like collapse. And it's gonna kind of loosen up a little bit, right? So then you find another point and you just keep doing this over and over, okay? A lot of times for me in the morning is when it's really, really tight, when I wake up after laying on it all night, stuff like that. So it's really good. I like to do this twice a day. I like to do this in the morning after my morning routine, after I walk my dogs, after I have my breakfast and my coffee, and I come up here and I do my stretching rehab exercises. Now this isn't gonna work overnight, guys, okay? This isn't gonna be something where you're gonna do it and then all of a sudden like the injury's gone. This is gonna be something that needs to be consistent over and over and over, just like any other injury you ever have, okay? You don't get to where you're at overnight. You're not gonna get to where you wanna get to overnight. That's what I tell a lot of my clients when it comes to their nutrition, their training, their rehabilitation for an injury, things like that. You have to be patient, you have to be diligent, and you have to be consistent. Kind of sounds like a lot of principles in life, right? So that's what I do for the foam rolling. Another thing that I do, I'm gonna back up here so you can try to see it a little bit, is I lay down on the floor, and what I do is, you see my thumbs? I've got my thumbs like a thumbs up, and all I'm gonna do is that. Now, what's important to remember with that is you're gonna wanna have a lot of trap involvement, okay? That's what you wanna avoid, right? Because the point of this exercise is to strengthen your rhomboids, your whole rotator cuff, your infraspinatus, your supraspinatus, your teres minor, all that. So you want to, when you lay down, you want to depress your scapula, right? Lock it into place down there, and you really just wanna concentrate on small ranges of motion, right? So that your traps are taken out of it, but so that your rhomboids, your infraspinatus, your supraspinatus, your teres minor, your lats are the only thing that's actually making the movement, right? You're gonna wanna go slow, you're gonna wanna go controlled, and you're gonna wanna concentrate deeply, because at some point your body is going to want your traps to take over. You don't wanna like shrug up and do that, okay? You wanna keep it down, depressed like that and locked in. Think about pinching like a quarter or a penny or something between your shoulder blades, right? And the range of motion is just gonna be like that. Every couple, just kind of hold it and stretch. And little by little, guys, you're going to start strengthening those rotator cuff muscles, those tiny upper back muscles, the large upper back muscles, because we sit in a society today where we're sitting at our desk a lot, right? We're hunched over or we're on our phones, things like that. So try some of these exercises if you're having some issues with your lat, if you're having some shoulder pain, your upper back pain underneath your scapula. It's going to take time. If you are feeling tingling down your arm, numbness, any of that, go consult with your doctor. Go see a physical therapist, but they are going to start telling you to do some of the things that I just showed you right there. Obviously, there's a whole array of other physical therapy exercises you can do, which is why it's important to go see a medical professional. But these are some things that you can start trying to do at home so that you don't have to go to a doctor and spend all that time there. Maybe you can start correcting it yourself. Or, better yet, start doing these on a regular basis so you never get to an issue and to a place like where I currently am with this injury. Now, we lift weights, we're active, things are going to happen, right? But we need to start taking a little bit more preventative measures so that it doesn't get to this point. However, if you are to this point like I am, try some of these exercises if you have tight lats, if you have rotator cuff issues, things like that, and see if you can help resolve them on your own. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you guys like the content on the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit that little notification button because I am putting out regular content. You guys have a great day.